What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspirations series. We're starting things off today with the Calypso private yacht. I believe that was the name of it. It should be on a beacon. There it is, Calypso private yacht. Yes, I was right. I got one. It's 3 words, but I got one. So yeah, the description was a little bit light, but I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory. A yacht, you know. It's got some weaponry on it to protect itself, but it's not really a heavy battle cruiser or anything like that. I did like the design, though. It's got kind of a jet fighter type of look to it, which I thought was pretty cool. This is a modless build. So the interior is said to be somewhat detailed but modest, I believe, if my memory serves about the description. There's also a door here, and there's like docking doors on the side here, which is kind of interesting. I'm a little curious. It looks like the landing gears are static, it would seem. Actually, I don't even know if those would roll or not, because there's no rotor behind them. They're just, it's just the tire. There's no actual rest of the wheel type of thing. So, it's interesting that these are fixed, though. Most ships tend to have extendable and retracting landing gears, so it's curious. Just rather curious. Oops. Wait, no, I did that right. Oh, there's a door script. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's a fairly quick entrance into the bridge, which I like. If you were, you know, needing to get away really quick or something, you could run right to the bridge, which is a good idea. We've got LCDs with readouts. I do like the color mixture here of the whitish, actually I think it is white colors, but then there's like the blue lights and the blue font and stuff. I like the contrast, that's kind of cool. Alrighty, moving right along. We have the airlock here, so it looks like there's only one on one side. The gravity generator cabins, 1 is on the left, 2 and 3 is on the right. I'm guessing cabin 1 is like the captain's, mayhaps? Toilet, complete with modless toilet paper, which looks suspiciously like steel, but let's just move on. Let's not worry about the implications. We have a bed here with a... Or no, is that a bed? No, couch. Yeah, I think that's the couch, maybe. Couch bed? Futon? I don't know. Med bay here. Looks like some kind of little kitchenette area. I'm gonna go with futon, because it kind of looks like a bed, but it kind of looks like a couch, and there's no other bunk anywhere, and you need a place to sleep. So let's go with that. Alright, now this is 2 and 3. I don't know if they're connected, or if it's just a... Yeah, this is just a more condensed room, I suppose. Actually, there's 3 beds here. Or is this a desk? Dagnabbit. When people put the little angle ramp things, that's what everybody uses for pillows. It confuses me. Though most everything confuses me, so probably shouldn't worry about it. But we have a cryo chamber here, a desk, clearly. I mean, who's gonna get that confused? And then 2 bunks, looks like, complete with TVs or screens, monitors, something. Some form of display. Meh. Let me in. Alright, so we have the reactor access here. Now, this was a fairly small ship in terms of the overall footprint, so I'm not entirely surprised. I'm a little surprised, but I'm not entirely surprised that that looks to be most of the interior. I don't think there's actually anything else to the interior. So, again, it's a little surprising, but given that the ship itself is not a huge, like, ship or something, it can't have that much space, kind of thing. So yeah, it's a nice little cozy little yacht. I really do like the outside design, though. It really has this cool kind of, like, it reminds me as of if, like, we took a... kind of like a private jet or something, but a little bit bigger, and then turned it into like a flying yacht or something kind of thing. You wouldn't have a ton of room. But I like rather where some may come out to be more looking like a naval vessel kind of thing, this is a little bit more like a plane type design, which is pretty cool. Speed-wise, speeds up pretty good. The turning and stuff is pretty good. Again, it's a yacht, it's not a fighter, so it does need to turn on a dime. But yeah, works pretty good. Flies nice. I've seen this quite a few times. You can kind of see that little glitchy going on. That's something in the game that I'm really surprised they haven't fixed yet. Because there's been a couple of patches, but that's still kind of there. And especially on a modless build, you can't even blame it on mods or anything. So I don't know what that's about, but if you've noticed that, that's something in the game at the moment, not any particular build or something. I've seen that on multiple different builds and stuff, so I think that's just something they changed in how the speed is handled and how each block updates or something. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, so next we have the Koschei. I don't think I'm saying that right. A stealth destroyer. Yeah, I don't know if I got that right at all. And this just nothing to do with how cool the other stealth ship was last week. Nope. Nope. Even though it's built by the same people and designed with the same optical camouflage. Nope. That's not what it is. Okay, yeah, it is. Because it looks freaking awesome. It's really, really cool. It's a neat idea. They're continuing this idea of optical camouflage, but doing it vanilla instead of using the stealth mod, which is a really, really cool touch. I really like it. There's a couple of things that need to be pointed out about the build as it stands. This thing right here, I think this is it anyway, yeah, it looks like it, is eventually, I think, going to be, well, I guess it is already the railgun system. However, the description mentioned that because of currently the way something works with the game, they were unable to actually get everything for the shells they had designed working correctly as intended, but it had something to do with the way the game had updated and changed things or something, or things that needed to be fixed. And so basically as the game expands and develops and they fix certain issues that they're running into, then the railgun system will become more fully functional. At the moment, I believe it's dubbed as prototyping, or a prototype, and thus you can use it, and it has a couple of the shell things, I think, or at least the base versions, but it's kind of a use at your own risk. We're probably going to try it. I do have damage still turned off on this world, I think, just to make things a little bit easier on moi. But just keep that in mind, that if it behaves strangely, it's because it's not fully completed yet. So let's go ahead and get in here. This is imposing. Don't get in the ship while it's moving. Do we not have gravity? Oh, we have no gravity. Okay. That is one thing I was a little curious about. Is it seems as though, oh, there it is. It's just not outside. It seems as though this one is not powered by a gravity drive. This one uses a mix of ion, and then for speed boost, there's the 2 hydrogen thrusters we saw in the back. So it does not use the gravity drive system that the other one did. I'm not really sure why. It didn't really give an explanation as to why they did one that way and not the other, but I mean, it could have just been a design thing. So we got lights, decals, lights. I'm going to leave all the lights as it is, because I think they're all on, and I like lights. So yeah. Now, again, this is a destroyer, not... Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. So I'm not really expecting too much in ways of interior. I thought there'd be a little bit, but I think it's because a bulk of the actual chassis of the ship is the nose, which is where all of the components are, the solar arrays, the railgun mechanics, the welders, all that kind of stuff. So in terms of actual walking around space, it's a little small. I wouldn't use it for like an all-purpose survival type operating base. It is what it is. It's a stealth destroyer. It's also not fitted very much for close quarter combat according to the description. So you wouldn't really, you know, if you got into close quarter stuff, you'd probably just want to stealth out and get away. We've got standard rocket launchers, camera for the front view, rangefinder. This one does have a jump drive, which is cool. I don't think the other one did. Connector, antenna, lights, displays, distress beacon. And then they have your railgun. That's the gyroscope. I don't know why these are off. Interesting. But railgun for firing and loading the different shells. Cameras for the railguns. Battery controls, gyroscopes, hydrogen thrusters, ion thrusters, oxygen generators, reactors, and mainframe loop. I'm not really sure what that does, so I'm not going to mess with it. Okay, so we have in the front, we've got the 2 rocket launchers that are supposedly sequenced through scripting. Whoa. There we go. So yeah, that's like the simple primary form of attack I believe that it has. And so let's go ahead and give these a whirl. Fire railgun. We need to load. Now one of these is not in the functioning at all. But I think the last 3 were. I think this first one was the one that isn't actually in place. We're going to try this. Again, I have no idea if it'll work or not. I don't know why it says gyroscopes are off, unless that's an override or something, because I'm able to turn. And flight-wise, if you turned the hydrogen thrusters off, it's a little bit slow. But I think those are supposed to be on for the most part. Oh, there we go. So with that, it actually moves pretty good. Speed up. Speed works pretty good. It accelerates really nice. So for quick getaways, you can turn around and leave. Though it, you know, you could also use the jump drive if you really needed to get out quick. But yeah, I really like the optical effect that the covering everything in glass has. It's a really cool effect. So let's give the railguns a whirl. Let's go with the last one, just because I think that was the fragmentation round. So let's see what happens. I set it to go. I don't know if any of this will work or not. Okay, that's not working, probably because there's no shell. Oh, there's one. That loaded one in. Okay. And then fire. Whee! So, yeah, that's how it's supposed to work, I think, in the early stage anyway. I just don't know how the shells are supposed to work and what all... Nope, that one's not there either. So it looks like the 4th one is all that's actually in-game at the moment. And I don't really know which one is which, like what all it actually does. Let's get the sun out of our eyes. But then when we fire it, it uses the gravity drive system, or not system, but a gravity generator to propel it forward. So that's the main focus of the ship, is to be a long range, kind of like a sniping ship, that it can sit cloaked kind of thing out at a distance and fire with a railgun and launch torpedoes kind of thing. And the rockets, I think, are designed more for emergency if something gets a little too close, and then the jump drive and the extra hydrogen thrusters on the back is for quick getaways. Overall, I really like the ship, though. Again, the focal feature is kind of the railgun and the cool optical camouflage thing that they've kind of made their hallmark thing. So, anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the last one. Alrighty, so this is one that you either know it or you don't, and I really am very surprised that no one's tried it before, or at least not that I'm aware of it. Not that somebody hasn't, but not that it ever hit my radar. So this is Unicron. I mean, that's what it. I know I can say that one right. So yeah, now I will say I got my hopes a little bit high for this one. I wasn't sure, but I was kind of hoping that somebody had actually done one that could transform. Not so much. So if that's what you were hoping for, sorry. I had my dreams dashed as well. But still, really, really, really good effort to actually get this, like, massive thing working in the game. Like, it's just really cool. Like, working out the pincer claw things and the rings and all that. Like, that's cool. That's really cool. Certain people should have probably taken note of this kind of design for a character that's named Unicron. I'm looking at you, Michael Bay. So yeah. I don't know, the description wasn't too crazy in depth, so I don't know what all is involved, but there's a lot of cool stuff on the small level, like the fact that all these little grinders are here, so as things pass through the mouth, I guess, for lack of a better term, they would actually get destroyed in things, which is kind of cool. Let me turn, ooh, got dark in here. I'm not really sure what this is. Let me take a look here. We've got grinders, but I don't know why there's thrusters other than just for, I don't know, reverse movement, maybe. There's a bunch of gyroscopes here. We've got a conveyor system. Oh my. Wait, are these grinding systems actually all set up to go to conveyors? Because that would be crazy. I figured it was just placed there, but if they're all actually hooked up to stuff... Oh, they are. Wow, they're actually running conveyor systems too. That's one thing. There's a difference between, like, it works and then works correctly, like in a survival environment. Now, I don't know if this is survival ready at all, but still, the whole, like, there's collector things and the grinders are hooked to conveyors and things like that's cool. I figured it was all just placed. But yeah, that's pretty neat, actually, that all that works on the innards. Alright, so I have no idea how any of this is really connected up and where anything goes, so we're just going to kind of wing it here and see if we can't just find stuff and figure it out. I don't know if there's any centralized, like, bridge or cockpit or anything like that, because, I mean, it's Unicron, it's not a spaceship. It's a transformer. So, transformers typically did not have cockpits unless you were one of the jets or something. So, I don't know if there's anything really cray-cray in here or anything like, you know, oh, here's the captain's quarters, you know, like it's probably just going to be a lot of innards and guts. Now, I don't know also if any of this was done. It's been a long time since I actually went back and watched the original movie, so I don't know if any of this was actually done, you know, like in terms of trying to keep it to the layout or scale or anything like that, or if it was just make it work and make it look right. There's nothing inherently off the top of my head that I see that screams, oh, that was from that scene in that part, you know. So there is a med bay, it looks like, so you could respawn if you died, which you'd probably, if you weren't on his side, you would probably die. This is probably a main flight seat type thing, I'm guessing. Looks relatively centralized. Ooh, what is that up there? That looks interesting. Okay, and I just kind of pasted it in. It's a big round ball, so I didn't really know if there was an up or a down, or if it was all just universal and the same on each side. So if there is a top and a bottom and stuff, that's my bad. I want to see where this compartment up here goes, though. Ooh, there's windows. That's intriguing. Over here, it was one of the corners, though. Yeah, here we go. Is there any gravity? Yes, there is, in fact. So I guess that would dictate where up and down is, wouldn't it? Whee! Okay, that's not what I expected to happen, actually. I was kind of thinking that it would be more this way, and you would actually be walking on the ground, but I guess this way is up, based on the gravity. Okay. Yep. Okay. And we were gonna fall... Actually, I can just turn my jetpack off, and that'll tell me which way's down. So yeah, I'm not seeing... Oh, wait, that's where that's pointed. Oh, there's no gravity here now. Interesting. I don't really know how the gravity's set up. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy internal stuff. Lots of batteries. Good grief, I didn't realize those were all batteries. You know what? This actually makes a lot more sense from this angle than the way I was looking at it before. It looked a little bit different. So, yeah. Overall, like I said, I don't see... There is a lot of room. Like, it actually is a large interior. I just don't see a whole lot of, like, interior stuff. Which, like I said, that makes sense, really, when you think about it. So... Let's see what's down here. More batteries. Lots and lots of batteries. I mean, it is a planet-sized transformer, so... Probably would need a good amount of power. Safe bet. We've got gyroscopes all over the place. Windows, which is interesting. So actually, in a way, this is kind of cool in that you have a lot of room here to work with, that if you wanted to download it and then use it as your base or something, you would actually have quite a bit of space that would be available to you. Jump drive, oxygen generator. I'm not really sure why there's an oxygen farm here, but there's a tank there, medical station there, vents, oxygen generator, cryo chamber, so kind of the basics. And I saw a refinery somewhere. I haven't found assemblers, but they're probably in here somewhere. So you could probably end up using this as a survival mobile command center or something to that effect. Alright, now, the real question... Oh, there it is. I was going to say, can I find my way back out? There was a flight seat somewhere. Here it is. So, whoa! Oh, that makes sense. The gravity's pulling in. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I was just thinking it was that direction, but it actually has... So, it's got the same pull that he had in the movie. That's pretty sweet. How far out does it go? So the pincer, the claw type things, I don't know what they're actually called, would pull you in, maybe? I don't know if they're functional or not. And right about here, you start being pulled towards the center. That's cool. Are these functional? That's the next big thing we need to find out. Grinders there. Grinders are everywhere. Like, if you got inside here without dying or your ship wasn't destroyed, that would be impressive. These look like they're static joints. I don't think you can move those. That would have been a nice touch. But admittedly, like I said, this was a lot of work already for something just this scale. It could have been like... Shoot, it could have been like a box and it still would have been a big project because of the scale of it all. So let's see what kind of controls we have from here. Now, the other seat we got in, it didn't have any controls on it, so this must be the main grinder. Oh gosh, the lag that you'd probably have turning all those on at one time. We're gonna try it. Wait, unless it's only a certain... It's probably this main group here. Ugh, camera, stop popping in and out. Yeah, there's a lot of these all over. Does it work the outer ones on the outside and stuff? Oh, it does. Wow. That's a lot of grinders. Okay, rockets. I have no idea where all the rockets are, so we're just going to fire them and see where they all come from. I can't even zoom out any further. That's the max the zoom will go, so I can't go all the way around it. Oh, multi-directional? Well, that's interesting. Huh. That's kind of cool. I mean, obviously the threat is the grinders right in front of your face, so we don't really need a whole lot of firepower, I would imagine. Oh gosh, combining this with the shield mod, just the impervious planet eater kind of thing. Now the bigger question, movement. It has thrusters, so we should be able to move. And as you might expect, slow. I mean, it is a planet. And let's use the sun as a turning point, or a reference point, that it is turning when I move the mouse, but it's very slow. And but I mean, look over on the right. Look at that weight. I mean, that's a big, big, big number for it to be the weight of this ship, or Cybertronium. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool that somebody actually did it, basically, and actually attempted to make the correct way of doing Unicron. Now the next thing, maybe by the time the Space Engineers is actually fully released, we'll be able to see a fully transformable Unicron. I think that's a lot. That's a big sell. I mean, we're not even to the point where we have super functional mechs that you can actually run around the planets on and stuff without being careful with them. So, odds, not high, but one can only hope. This gives me hope, though. This is really, really cool. It brings back so many memories. So, alright, I think that's going to do it for us for this episode. We're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!